Good morning and welcome. Welcome to this marathon of reading 1 Corinthians 13. My name is Pam Musser, and I am so glad you're here and that you've joined in. If you could subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that notification bell, invite a friend, that would be wonderful. What happens when you do that is that you're notified when I go live, or you're notified when a video is uploaded. So join in. I sure would appreciate it. Hey, I have been thinking about the definition and the description of love, obviously, but how you cannot find this detailed description of love anyplace else. It isn't in the dictionary. You can pull up Wikipedia and you will not find it there. There is no literature or any other description in the whole wide world that describes love as specifically as Paul describes it in 1 Corinthians 13. It's amazing to me that everything is located in this one little chapter. And you might be saying, oh my gosh, how bold of her to say that. You might be saying, this has got to be fake news. Let me go fact check. Will you do that and tell me where else you find it as specifically and clearly described as in 1 Corinthians 13? Go for it. I'd love to hear from you. Another thing that struck me and that impacted me, and I got the very first time I really read this, was that it was God's love dwelling within me. And that was a real revelation, because I was doing my best to love as hard as I could, and it didn't work. So what I started doing was stepping back and pausing and kind of challenging, like, okay, God, you say your love is within me. So can you love in this situation? Because, man, I cannot. That's how I sort of started calling on that supernatural love that was able to love through me when I couldn't. And above all else, that supernatural love that had the ability to forgive all sorts of experiences and people and things in my life that I was not able to let go of at all. It was amazing. But I had to get that connection that it's God's love dwelling within me. So I hope that for you. I pray that for you as well. And today I'm going to read out of the New King James Version. So hang on. Like I said, I have a little challenge for you. The greatest gift. Though I speak with the tongues of men and angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains but not love, I'm nothing. And though I bestow all goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth and bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, and then I shall know, just as I also am known. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. It's so refreshing to have such a clear, well-defined description of how my thinking needs to be and what my actions are to be. It is mind-blowing, actually. I mean, for me, but okay. So your challenge, if you dare take on this challenge, is to first off read it as Paul wrote it. Go ahead and read it as I just read it to you. Secondly, read it and put the word Christ in place of the word love and read it again. And the third way is read this passage as a prayer for your own life and ask that all of these virtues are manifested in your life. And see what happens. I believe you'll see a change. So, number one, read it, just like Paul is saying it. Read it and put Christ or God in the place of the word love and read it again. And then read it as a prayer for yourself, praying over yourself that all of these virtues would manifest in your life. I believe you'll see something wonderful. So thank you so much for joining in. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and invite a friend, and have a wonderful weekend. It is Saturday and I love my weekends. And take good care of yourself. Peace. Let me sign off here in my eloquent way.